Yes, hi there, everybody. Long time no see. Actually, this is my first podcast here in YouTube, and along with it's ex-colleague. we
Hi,
both were,
Sagar.
yeah, we have Megala here. We both were colleagues from Tata Consultancy Services, and I changed my domain to DevOps, whereas Megala here changed her domain to FinOps. So I got her here to have few questions here about FinOps before we proceed into Meghala garu. Could you give a bit introduction about yourself?
Sure. Thanks, Sagar garu. Hi, all. So, my name is Megala. As Sagar said, we have been the colleagues in the previous company of TCS. So, I have started my career in TCS as a system administrator. From there, I think I have worked there for 4 years. And then I had a switch to Aptio, where I had worked as a customer success manager. And Aptio is a tool where we had Cloudability, that is a FinOps tool. So that's how I have been introduced to FinOps. And from there, I have worked for 1.5 years approximately. And then I switched into a FinOps analyst role. Currently, I'm working in ARM company. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Yes, actually, we had few questions that we had prepared for me and Megla prepared together for this podcast for FinOps. I had the questions here. So the first question would be, what exactly is FinOps?
Okay. So, Sagar, there is no exact definition for FinOps. There were so many definitions, but I can tell you what I have understood. So FinOps is nothing but finance and operations, which is a management practice that brings everyone together. So usually when you see the DevOps role, right? You people build something and you work on those codes or pipelines, everything. But no one really, pays attention to the cost. So the main reason why we have moved into cloud is cost optimization, right? That is also one of the main reasons and pros, right? But that itself is a other way around. It would even cost more if you are not using it proper way. So FinOps is a culture or a practice that helps to minimize those. So yeah.
Okay, so it's most like using a tools to reduce cloud costs mostly. That
Yeah, it is also using tools, but it is also as a practice. We can get more when we go into other questions. So yeah.
okay, so let's dive a bit deeper. I think this has been answered. I'm not sure like how is FinOps related to DevOps or cloud.
So I I cannot say it is. So let's put it this way. So I'll ask you a question, then we'll come back
Yeah, sure.
answering this question. So you tell me why we were moving from on-prem to cloud. What is the main pros or yeah this thing?
Simply for cloud, you could say it's pay per use. Let's say I have
Hmm.
a website or application, or if I
Hmm.
want to run a VM, as you know, VM is something I had to take complete resources of like a 4 GB RAM, and it takes internal system. So that is where like we use cloud actually to run the system 24 hours. And also I could actually stop it whenever I want, and let's say I don't even have to manage underlying servers, let's say the physical servers, that would be taken care by AWS. More like I could give example of this cloud, like in my way I would give example as an internet cafe. Let's say I go there, use the system, like I'll do something, I don't have to worry about the AC there or the cost there. If the like CPU gets damaged, I don't have to worry. So like go there, and the provider, let's say the internet cafe owner, could be AWS or Azure or someone provider, he gives me that system and I would use it. And let's say if I'm using it for 1 hour, I'll pay 10 rupees. For 2 hours, I'm paying like 20 rupees. So that's how I actually define cloud to internet cafe, I think.
that's that's a good way of telling that way. So as you said, the first pro itself has a con, is right. So when it is a pay as you go model, everyone can just use limitless, and the cost of ownership actually not really lies into a single hand, right? So usually in on-prem, somebody gives you a server and you are limited to that server. Even if you want to go beyond, you cannot. There is
Okay.
a limitation always. But that's a pro in cloud and it's a con as well. Like it has both advantage and disadvantage. So as it is limitless, anyone can just go run
Ah,
and it could incur cost. That's where FinOps come in place. So DevOps, you people like build everything right to do the automation or the other stuff. FinOps team would be there to see how the cost be spent and if there was a cost spike or if there were right sizing opportunities as well. Let's say, for example, you are using maybe R6 large, but for that workload, it is not required. You can simply use an R6 small or something. I'm just telling an
okay.
example. So we would, look into those opportunities. See, DevOps team really doesn't care very much on that part, right? You would just do the job, but
Yes. Sorry about it.
no problem.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was telling, you people would only care on the requirement that you get. You would not really care on the cost that's been incurred. So FinOps team takes that responsibility, look at that, and if there is an opportunity, we'll let you know. Like this is the thing. You can just go to the other instance type. Or there was so many other things. I'm just telling it as an example. But yeah.
Oh. I think if you could give more on like what tools or aspects you cover using FinOps tools.
So when we talk about the default tools with respect to the cloud providers, we have so many. So if you take AWS as an example, we have something called Cost Explorer. We have something called AWS Trusted Advisor. In Azure also we have the similar ones where you can just build the reports and everything in the billing management portal. And even in the GCP, we have a similar one. So FinOps is not only on the optimization side, it is also on the granularity and the cost of ownership as well. So these can be done by creating reports and by giving a showback or chargeback. So what is a showback or chargeback is you know um, I can say we would go and dig and understand which teams are spending how much. Is it aligning to their budget? If they are overspending or underspending, we'll be talking to those teams. We would be, understanding why it's been that, and we would try not to make it happen further.
Okay, I mean, like I had a question here. Let's say,
Mm.
about Terraform, the same thing. Like it's an infrastructure as code. In AWS, you have AWS Cloud Formation. Azure, you have ARM templates. Like since you mentioned there were different tools for FinOps in like each cloud, is there any common tool that could address all the clouds, or like a cloud that has plugins for all, like a tool that has plugins for all other clouds?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I have been working in the tool since Aptio. There might be other tools as well, but I would like to tell the tool which I was using. Cloudability is one of the tools where we can get all the cloud data into a single source of truth, like at a single platform, Cloudability, where we can get all AWS. Currently, it supports AWS, Azure, GCP, Oracle, and I'm
Okay.
not sure like what else is coming in, but you can see everything at one place, and even it has a feature where you can see, for example, if you're going for a compute load and for a specific region, where how much you would spend in AWS and how much you would spend in GCP and Azure. So you yourself can, if you are a multi-cloud vendor user, you yourself can decide which cloud provider would beneficial for you. So yeah.
Okay, so it's more like a dashboard where I could get all the costs or something.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. It has a dashboard as well. It has a dashboard. It has right saving recommendations. It has, you can see all your savings plan at one place. Even if you have any expiring reservations or savings plan, it would notify you. And there were so many things literally you can do in that tool. And apart from that, there were few other tools, but I haven't used personally, but I can say there is something called Cloud Health. There is something called Cloud Tracker. So many, actually, literally, we have many FinOps tools, but I'm not sure whether they support multi-cloud vendor or not. But yeah,
Oh yes, I think let's go to next question.
yeah.
Yeah, how can one get into FinOps career? So let's say someone is looking into FinOps instead of DevOps, they want like, since like saving costs is something like very important to a company at the end of
Yeah.
the day. So someone is looking for a FinOps career, like how do they get into?
I think currently FinOps is booming. Before DevOps was the one which was booming, but now everyone is talking about FinOps. It's like a new thing happening around. For FinOps, the basics of cloud is essential because if you're not understanding that, how you would even,
Yes.
save the cost, right? It doesn't. But the advanced is not required. It might be add on. Let's say, for example, you are a DevOps engineer. You want to go into a FinOps. Perfect. You yourself can build a code or something, and even you can, do some automation to, terminate few resources which are idle or something. But it is just an add-on. It is not essential to be into FinOps because I myself I'm not into DevOps. I doesn't know like to write script or something. We have a DevOps team. So let's say I have something in my mind. I'll just go to them. I'll just tell this is my idea. So what do you say? Would you help me with a code or some script that can do this job? So I would say you should know the basics of cloud. Maybe you can just start with, for example, if you're looking into AWS, maybe you can start with a cloud practitioner level. Just know the basics, understand which service is what, at least you should be able to, let's say some recommendation is about S3. At least you should know what are the tag types, right? If there's infrequent, there was so at least you should know the ABC.
Okay.
Then, you have actually free course regarding FinOps in the FinOps community. Maybe Sagar, you can just like put that link or something. I'll share later. So it provides a free course. Only for certification you need to pay. So
Okay.
if you're focusing on knowledge, you can literally make use of that course. You know.
So
So
it's more like related to complete FinOps. Maybe yeah, like if I post the
yeah,
video, I'll post it in description.
yeah,
Yes. Okay, I think we're done with this question. I think you had answered this like is understanding of DevOps necessary for FinOps since you answered like cloud as a basics.
yeah.
Uh, uh, yeah, this
Like,
is
yeah,
some.
that might be an order. That is not I mean, a prerequisite or something. It's not
Eh,
required, but it
yes.
can be, you know, a plus
Yes.
one. Yeah.
I think we would get into next question. Maybe this is something in your career that you dealt with. Can you list a type of work you
Hmm.
had dealt with in FinOps so that we could understand FinOps better? Let's say the reducing costs or something that you did in your workplace.
Yeah. So let's start when the month start comes, we get all the invoices from all the vendors. So my duty is to just see the bills aligning. We have certain tools and even in AWS, right? Whatever the invoice is generated, is it aligning with the cost? Because we are just dealing with millions of dollars, right? So that is one of the things. And then daily activities, there were many things like right sizing recommendation is one of the things. I just see the recommendations that's being suggested. Even in AWS, we have the right sizing recommendations that AWS itself suggests. Apart from that, we were using Cloudability. So there we have the right sizing recommendations. So I would be sending to the corresponding teams to just look into it. And if they can action, perfect. If not, they can ignore, which saves lots of money over there. Even if you just see like maybe $1,000 per day, it costs up to so much. So that is one thing. And apart from that, I would be looking at the savings plan, when it is expiring, we should be proceeding with few of the savings plan or reservations in future, or it is no longer required. We need to look at the coverage rate, utilization rate, everything. And apart from that, what else? Yeah, we look at the anomalies as well. So when I say anomaly is so usually when you use EC2 or any other service, right? The daily expected spend would be something, maybe like $1,000, and suddenly there would be cost spike. From $1,000, it might increase to 2,000. You just ran something, you forgot to turn it
Yes.
off. That is marked as an anomaly. So I would be looking at the anomaly. We have in Cloudability one of the feature anomaly detection. So I would be looking and I'll be sending mails to those teams. Are you aware? Is it a known spend or is it an unknown spend? If it is known, yeah, you please ignore it, fine. If it is not, please go back and check. It is running some costs.
Ah,
Just cut it back. So, mm, yeah, I mean, that is pretty much, and there were like monthly reports, quarterly reports would be giving to management. If there is um, we were going out, over budget, under budget, what is the reason? We need to talk back to the team, understand, okay, they have a new project coming in, or, you know, they had a project going out. So, need to understand all these factors, talking to the team. So, we act as a bridge between, as I said, right, a DevOps, IT, finance, everyone. No,
okay.
we talk to everyone, we understand, and we just give this information to the management so that they would be aware. Okay, this is what has happened in terms
Oh,
of cloud cost.
so it's more like a managing budget, like why it has gone up, why it has gone down, a kind of
Yeah, we are
savings.
not responsible. We'll just understand and we'll just put it into a report and communicate back. Yeah,
Okay. I
because
think,
we are not spending anything, right, Sagar? The teams are spending. We
yeah,
just yeah,
because at my workplace itself, I actually like run an instance, like put the code, and I actually forget, and actually like
exactly. It
nobody comes
happens.
to question me, so I just leave it there.
That's why we need a teacher. So we act sometimes like that.
Yes. I think this is something. How big is the job market in FinOps? Let's say I'm looking into DevOps. I could get into roles like DevOps, DevSecOps, GitOps, or SRE, or these roles are like the same way. How big is the job market in FinOps?
I cannot say like there were different categories for FinOps, but the single category itself, right now, if you look at the DevOps, right, everyone, is learning DevOps, and before it was like the opportunities are more, people were not there. Now people who has a DevOps knowledge were more, but the opportunities have decreased because the demand is not that much, right? But right now the demand for FinOps is more because even organization understood the importance of cutting the cloud cost, understanding the cloud cost, taking the ownership, everything, So
I
I think you can also answer because you are into.
Yes, actually, like when we were asked to cut cloud costs, what we did was the dev and UAT instances, we stopped it on weekends, just for 2 days to stop the cost because nobody uses it on weekends. So let's save costs at that time. So that's how
Mm,
we did because we were not aware of a big budgets and everything. So on a
mm.
minute level, we thought let's stop instance. So that's how.
Yeah, and that too only as a single activity, right? Once you have done and done.
Yeah.
So let's say if you have a FinOps team or FinOps person, they take care of this activity like every time, even if it can, save. See, it's not about only saving. It is, giving an accountability to the team. Just imagine if someone comes back and question you, then you'd be more responsible, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's more like on the money side, you were questioning on from the top. So why is this done? That's okay. I think the last we came to the last question. Maybe this would be an interesting question. So, what made you choose FinOps career and a bit of journey through your FinOps?
Actually, like it may sound weird, but I haven't planned into FinOps or something. It just came in my way. As you know, right? I have started my career as a system admin in TCS. Then I want to pursue my dreams of MBA,
Okay.
like in IM or something. I want chunks of money. I just don't want to ask my father. So I just thought, okay, what can I do? What can I do? Then I just thought, okay, I'll just switch a job. I'll just earn so much money. Then, I can do my MBA. Then I learned cloud. I did AWS solution architect. Then I started looking into job roles. Then I got an opportunity as customer success manager in Aptio. So the reason why I want to be in MBA is, to spread across my management skills, to talk to people. That's
Ah,
what I like. I like a lot. And that is exactly the role. So I thought, okay. why I need to do an MBA when I'm getting a job itself, which
Mm,
fulfills
okay.
my wishes. So I just go on into that. That is where, like, as I said, right, it's cloudability. It's a tool. Yeah, it's a FinOps tool. So that's how I was familiar with the FinOps. Then when I'm learning things, personally as well, I'm very much interested in finance and everything. I'm always, cut the cost. Even with my brother, I always quarrel that way. So
Uh,
that interested me. Yeah, there is so much to learn in this. So that's how I've been into. I can say it's a sort of luck, but once once I understood FinOps, that's where like it excited me, and I thought, okay, fine, let me look into a FinOps role, and I got into an opportunity for ARM. I don't know, they themselves called me from LinkedIn, so now
okay.
I have been as a FinOps analyst. Yeah, so yeah, that's how my journey was.
Oh, so it's more like you wanted to do an MBA and you saw a role that perfectly matches, aligns, and you just went into, and now you're booming in
Yeah,
it.
yeah, but I think like not everything happens that way for everyone, but I was fortunate. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I was thinking you were looking more into DevOps and you got into FinOps, unfortunately, that way, or something. You just went with
No,
the flow.
no. As I was telling, right? Yeah,
The flow.
yeah.
Okay, Miguel. I think I'm done with all the questions that I had. You had
Hmm.
anything that you could tell to the viewers that
Yeah. So I usually like come across Sagar like once I moved from TCS, many people has reached out, and I got a huge cost like hike from TCS to the other company. So everyone are interested, like how it has happened, what we should learn, what we should do. And what I usually say is, people will ask that question, and they would just disappear. They would again come back. They would tell the same thing, they would ask the same question. And I feel like if you want to switch, see, you don't compare yourself with others, okay, they have got something I need to do. Not that way. You if you feel you need to do something, don't tell reasons. I feel like people will always give some reasons, I had to work this much, so didn't have time. I need to relax. If you have those reasons, don't think about it, right? You happily enjoy yourself. I don't understand why they come and tell the reasons. This is the thing. This is the thing. See, everyone has reasons. Even I had my own reasons. Even when I'm active, I had some personal things I was going through. What I'm trying to say is, if you were focused on something, give your 100%, or don't think about it. And what I believe is, people will always keep thinking, they would not start actioning on that. So let's say, for example, they'll think, okay, I need to do a career switch. I need to do. Days go on. They would not even try, you know, you know, they would keep on telling this forever. I would say, give it a time frame. First, if you felt I need to do a career switch, take it time. Okay, take a 1 week. Put a deadline. Put a deadline for it. Okay, within 1 week, I need to decide. I need to explore all the options. Let me focus on something. Don't think, okay, if I find this one, I would get a better one. I'll go for there, go for it. No, at least stick to something. Start something. If it is not exciting you, fine. See, no knowledge will go waste or vain. Even myself, when I learned something, there was, see, in teachers itself, from system admin, I gone to network admin. From there
Yes.
again, you know, right? So you see, I can blame myself, okay, why I have went to network admin. See, but that knowledge helps me somewhere, when I'm trying to understand the cloud things. Even in FinOps thing, if someone speaks about a network terminology, I understand it. I would say, okay, this is what, okay, load balancer, what it is. I would say, and they would be like, oh, how you do you know? I have explored that, so I know. No knowledge goes in waste, you know.
Actually, yeah, this reminds me of days when I tried to switch. Actually, let's say, well, I was system admin to you. I don't know like where to switch, what to switch. I didn't had mentors. Like now, the abundance is more and the clarity is more, but the opportunities were less. That time I was
Mm.
switching. The opportunities were more, but the guidance was less.
Yeah,
So,
true.
so it's like I started first Java because people told Java, and then people said Python. I went into Python, and then I was like, no, like let me try whatever is there with in my hands first, then
Mm.
go for something new. As you know, at that time Ansible we got to that tool, so
Yeah, yeah.
so that helped me actually. From Ansible I connected to other tools and I understood its DevOps, and that's where I thought, okay, this is interesting, I would get into. So that's where my DevOps journey started.
Actually, mine also quite interesting that way. So when I learned the cloud solution architect, right, I was applying to job. So when I go to one job, they would expect I need to know Linux. So I would start learning Linux then.
Ah.
Then again, I went to the other interview. They would say Python. I would start learning Python, and even at one point, I stopped. Like I was thinking, how can I keep on learning everything, and how can I achieve, interviews or the organizations would have their own expectations. You just need not learn everything, right? Then I understood. So yeah, as you were telling, it just popped up in my mind. Yeah.
Actually, while I was giving interviews, one of the interviewer, like he suggested me because he understood that I'm not into DevOps and trying to switch domain. I got caught, so he suggested me one thing: either like be very strong in one tool, let's say if it is
Mm.
Jenkins or Ansible, be an expert or master, or scratch
Yeah.
your surface in every other DevOps tool. You could do it both ways, he said. I was like, okay, I would scratch every other surface. So that's where I did.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the CSM role I have landed into, right? Um, the main things which they were expecting is the basics of cloud because it's a cloud ability. It's a tool used for cloud, right? The cloud things. And the second thing is, the management and communication skills. And as you know, we are into system admin. We speak with everyone, and right? Communication
That
is like
helped.
that helped a lot. See, you never know which thing helps at which point. That time, even I was wondering, okay, so I learned cloud. How come this experience of mine would actually benefit me? But it actually benefited me. Even the events which I have been part in, I tried to put it everything, when I was having the interview, and it had really helped me. You never know. You never know. Yeah.
Yes, I think we're pretty much good. We got a lot of things that we learned from Meghala. A big
From you
thank.
as well, Sagar.
Yeah, big thanks for Meghala for joining us, for giving her time. Yes, I think like we'll get in case a chance comes, if anyone wants to switch career to like FinOps,
Yeah.
maybe I'll post even Meghala's LinkedIn as well in the description,
Yeah.
along with the
Awesome.
tool that she suggested, so that you could connect. You could even take Meghala as a mentor as well. If you want.
Yeah, but one thing, Sagar, as you put the mentor thing, see, if you want someone as a mentor, please expect only guidance from them. They would go to any extent to give that, but don't expect a job. We are not having our own company to give a job or something. Sagar, I have came across this many times. I'm literally fed up. At a point, I even think why I have answered this person. They just torture me like, you know, as if I am owning a company and I'm not giving them a job or something.
Actually, I know this
Did it
situation.
didn't it happen?
Yeah, because as you know, now I'm actually going in like YouTube Complete DevOps. I put up a project, I put up a website, I actually show them jobs, I actually tell them how to put in resume, I actually give them interview questions. But like a lot of people don't follow it. I actually tell like what time you could do. Let's say your job ends at 6, like be there at 6, like do some eye exercises, have some muskmelon juice, internally cool your body, have your like eye exercise so that you could focus to study, like just study 1.5 hour, nothing more. So this is what I suggested. Nothing would be followed, the resume won't be changed, interview questions won't be prepared. All they expect is in Telugu they say me like నన్ను నువ్వే చూసుకోవాలి. I was like, how, what should I do more? The projects were there, the interview questions were there, resume I told, like everything A to Z, even how to talk to HR as well.
I
And
think they are not understanding the privilege they
yeah,
are getting,
I,
which we haven't.
even the first question, let's say, tell me about yourself. Like this is where the interviewer gets confidence of you, and this is how you should answer. So, so there were like a lot of. Even I started applying jobs. a lot of times I get rejection mails, but that's okay. But people are like they get rejection mail, they stop applying. I was like, no, be consistent, apply. Let it be like even on 100 jobs, you just need one job. Like let 99 rejection mails, you get one selection mail. That's enough. And
Yeah, exactly. Even I say, see, if you don't put that effort, you would never get the result. And if you're stopping today, it will never gonna happen. There is not even that 1% probability which you had when you are trying to apply that, right?
yes,
And
actually,
mm,
for
yeah,
me,
yeah, sorry.
DevOps is more like, let's say, I had to join into Accenture, and
Mm,
just I started still applying. Just 2 days before I
mm,
came into my current company, Metis, and they applied. In 2 days, they released me offer letter with like 200% hike from that salary.
mm.
I was like, okay, happy, and they even provided me on site. Now, just in one
Yeah.
year, I came into on site. So things just happened that way. I just
Exactly. Even I would say the same thing, Sagar. Like I never expected, the package which I'm getting. I never even dreamt of, I always focused on the work. So I would always say for someone, just focus on the work, put your efforts, universe give everything, you need not go after money or something, it would come if you're doing your work properly, if you're giving your 100, not even 100, 200%. So when I was in TCS that time, right, when I was learning cloud and everything, when my friends were going on trips and they used to call me, I used to say no. I used to say direct no. Because I took an oath for myself, I need to put this see, that is a luxury, right? I need to put these luxury things aside to get into what I am dreaming of or wishing for. Once I have got this CSM role in Apptio, I went on a solo trip. That's the first time I ever went. But I just took. I'm just telling that boosts you. See, you need to put boundaries for yourself. If you're thinking of something, you need to achieve. See, people are like, I need that, I need this, I need everything. See, you cannot get everything. You need to sacrifice few things in order to get the thing which you wish for. I don't know. Does it make sense, Sagar? Or
no, 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 yeah, it makes sense. I was just these things are more like a podcast than it's more like, let's say, a psychology
oh,
class. It went into that way.
no, no, no. Sorry if I'm
No, 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 no,
into
no,
that
it's
mode.
fine.
Let me control.
Maybe I feel like you got frustrated because of the mentees you had or something. I feel that way.
No, no, it's not a frustration or something. I'm actually concerned about people, Sagar, like why they were not understanding. You know, we are putting that much energy or things into defining their career. See, why I need to waste my 1 hour or 2 hours speaking all those going in vain, right?
Yes, yes, I got it because like before I actually kept this YouTube and projects, I used to take DevOps guidance on how to get into DevOps. So sometimes it used to be like same people that used to come back because they forget like what I told. So it's like 2 months again I had to put my energy in. I used to club 2 to 3 people. Then I thought like no, like let me give my all in because at that
Yeah.
time I had a mentor. Because of that I had a gratitude because like some people are confused. It's a
Mm,
common state. Even like everyone is confused. Like there was no guidance and no clarity because there is too much of information and what to follow is something everyone gets confused of. Like let's say one person becomes famous, everybody go back, and some people
mm,
does not
true.
understand, comes back, and some people say this is AI is something booming, goes to AI again, and some people now actually it's MLOps.
Mm. No,
So
yeah, yeah. Mm.
so now people are going to MLOps. I was like, you had to know the fundamentals of DevOps first before you get into that GitOps or anything. So first learn DevOps, how these things are
It's like,
connected, then it will
you
be
you never
easier.
learn ABC and you directly want to write a poem or something. It's never gonna
Yes.
happen.
So I was like, wait, learn the basics, then go for advanced. That's what I'm
Mm.
suggesting people, and that's what like my project as well were framed actually. A complete basics itself, I thought, not the advanced level. I said advanced is something you had to work on yourself.
Mm.
So that's how I think. Yeah, as you said, I'm also a bit concerned of like how people are reaching out to me. Some people were asking for me proxy. I was like, no,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't.
what I'm telling. That's what I'm telling.
Mhm. I was like,
See,
no, actually, I'm providing this much for you to not get into a wrong path or like get into a wrong shoes. So be in a right shoes, have
At
fun.
least I'm glad you had a mentor or someone. For
Mm.
me, unfortunately, I mean, I came for a even family wise. If you see, I'm the first graduate. I'm
Mm.
the first girl to get a job, to get out of city. Everything I'm the first. I figured out myself, and I could say like you know Yuvraj, right? Yuvraj is the
Yes.
first person. That time he said you just learn cloud. That is the thing which is booming these days. That's when I even heard the term cloud and tried to know about cloud. I mean, I just learned myself, so I know the importance of getting the guidance, being a mentor, or helping the people. That should when see people should understand the value, the privilege that someone is giving time to us. I never had that from other people. I know the value of it. If people are disrespecting that, that's where I get a bit, why? Why?
Yes, yes, I understand because I'm actually not what you call boasting about it, but yeah, I'm now in that shoes, so I can understand better. But
Yeah.
it's okay. I'm actually like
Mm.
doing my part. It's your part that you had to work
Mm.
on. Now that's where I
Yeah.
am.
Even
Yes,
now, I'm into that. Yeah. Hope
yes.
we had a great talk, Sagar. Sorry. I was
Yeah,
just,
we were actually a bit diverted on psychology as well. Okay, Megla, thanks for your time. I'll stop the
yeah.
recording now.